All right, hopefully we're working this time. Let me know if you are here. Let's see. Hi, Patty. Happy Monday. Hope everyone is having a good day. Sorry about the technology issue. Hi, Rosemary. When I put the camera in the stand, it was registering the right orientation, and then when I looked again, it was not. So I'm not sure what happened there. Thank you for for sticking with me and tuning back in. And I'm going to apologize if I miss your comment or I miss you signing on to say hello. I have my camera stand up a little bit tonight because we're doing a scrapbook layout, and it helps me to be a little bit higher so you can see more at once. But then I miss comments because I'm a short little thing. So, hello and welcome to everyone who's catching the replay, or if I just miss you signing on. Hi, Mom. Happy Monday. Never a good start when your technology wants to fight you from the get-go. So, hi, Ann. All right, so we will get started, and we'll see who else joins us. Hopefully everything looks good to everybody. It's Monday once again. It's the last Monday of August. I'm still looking for the rest of the month. I don't know about you all. We start back to school a week from tomorrow, so my kids still have a few days off. Rosemarie, I know you've been back a couple weeks already, right? I hope it's going well. My new catalogs are on their way to me. As soon as I get them in my hands and slap some labels on them, they will be out in the mail to anyone who wants one. Rosemary, I've definitely got one to send to you, and I think I have some prizes to put in it too, and a few others as well. I'm holding on to your prizes until I get those catalogs so I can mail them all together. Lots of fun stuff. I also got to pre-order some goodies, including the bundle featured prominently here on the front of the book, which I'm very excited about. And so I'll be able to show you some of those products pretty soon. All right, so let's go over our housekeeping stuff from the last time we were together. This time last week, I was in Indiana getting my daughter situated for college. So from 2 weeks ago, we have some cards to give away. So Miss Ann Tolson, this one is coming to you for sharing the video. Thank you so much. And then I haven't seen her pop on yet, but this one is going to go to Miss Melody. So thank you, ladies, for always being here and commenting and sharing. Since we're doing a scrapbook layout tonight, I will not be giving away the scrapbook pages, but I will pull 2 cards from my stash and pick 2 winners for next week. So be sure to comment and share, and you could be in the drawing to win those cards for next week. My recommendation is share the video and then tell me that you shared it, and then I put you in for both, and I go by the honor system. So then you have 2 chances to win. All right, so as I have been doing the last few months, we are doing a scrapbook layout today. I don't have all the details yet, but we are expanding our scrapbooking line. I get to see some things tomorrow, so I will be sure to pass them along to you as soon as I am able to do that. So I'm excited about that. And so as we approach the holidays, my pages are going to be more holiday themed, but since August really isn't a theme, I just pulled something together. So here is our layout for tonight. Let's see here. Hopefully you can see all that. Hi, Corinne. Thank you for sharing, and happy Monday. So this is the layout I came up with for today. I featured one of our designer series papers that is on sale for the next few days. It was so popular they brought it back. This is our Perennial Lavender designer series paper, prominently featured here. You can see the whole bundle online if you like, but you can see a lot of the prints tonight in this layout. I was just trying to figure out what I had that had enough paper and enough variety and kind of went with a theme. So a little bit different, but I like it. The idea, I think I lost my paper, is from a lady, I believe her name is Regine Communal. She did a layout similar to this years ago with some retired designer series paper, and I kind of like the look of it, so I said, what could I do with it now? And I figured out all my own measurements, but I used her general idea. So I hope you like it. and we'll go over how to put this together. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple, but I'll give you just some tips and show you how we're gonna do it. So we'll start with one page and then move on to the next. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is work with our base pages. So this is a piece of 12 by 12 paper from that Perennial Lavender set. And since our DSP is very nice quality but a little flimsy, I went ahead and I backed it on a piece of white cardstock, 12 by 12, just to give me a little extra to deal with, a little bit more to grab when I was working with it. If there's a way for me to rip paper, I could probably do it. So that is why I like to back mine with just a little something to make it a little more sturdy. To this, we are going to add a sheet of 8.5 by 11. And I think I'm gonna do these two pieces first on both pages, and that way they'll be even, because otherwise I'm sure something would be crooked. But then I'll work more one-on-one with the pages. So this is just a whole piece of 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to glue it right down onto the paper. If you like this layout, you could always make it longer. If you wanted to go out to the edge of the page, you could do that. If you wanted it to be taller, you could trim down a piece of 12 by 12. I do not yet have all the colors in 12 by 12, so I was trying to figure out what to work with. I really wanted this piece to be DSP, and I did not have enough of a color that I wanted in the right sizes to make it work. So I just went with Gorgeous Grape. So I'm just gonna tack this down. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus. That is a little bit stronger of an adhesive. Our Stampin' Seal would probably work fine as well. And here we go with the persnickety tape runners, as usual. But I really like this for a nice firm grip. And so I'm just going to pretty much eyeball it in the center of the page. If you want to be particular, actually, I think I lied here. Yep, I did. Wait a minute, where's my paper? I brought a cheat sheet. I was thinking this was for something else, but I happen to have a strip of paper that's 2 inches wide, and I'm going to use this to help me place this. That's what I did. See, that computer issue at the beginning got me all out of whack. So I'm just gonna lay this at the bottom and then use this to help me put this in place. So it's about 2 inches up from the bottom. And once I get that corner in place, I'm just gonna line it up along the edge and place it that way. So there we go. So it's roughly centered along the pages there. Okay, and so I'm gonna do this one really quick too, but since this is the other facing page, I'm gonna put the paper on the inside seam. And hopefully I'll start making a little bit more sense here. I feel like I'm off my game now. Okay. So again, if you've got something like this, a piece of cardboard, a template to keep handy, I've started a little collection of things for my scrapbook layouts. I have an empty stamp case that I'm using just for scrapbooking templates, which are a little bit larger, like 4 by 6, as opposed to smaller ones, which I use in card making. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we'll get back on track. So I'm gonna work on that left page first. And to start with, I'm going to grab 2 panels of Designer Series paper. Again, this is all from that Perennial Lavender set, and this is 4 across by 6 down. Now, if you wanted, you can change the shape and make it bigger. If you want to just mat a 4 by 6 photo, you could simply add a 1/4 inch or even 1/8 of an inch around the edge and use that. So since I'm using panels that are 4 by 6, my papers are going to be, or my photos are going to be smaller. So my matted photo would be 3 3/4 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches tall. And you could always substitute a journaling box in here instead. if you didn't want just photos. I'm trying to branch out a little bit since scrapbooking. I can't really say it's new to me. I just don't do it much. I think I've mentioned before, I did just about a full year for each of my daughters, and then I quit. Just got too busy. Life got in the way. So they're 19 and 22 now. So I obviously am more of a card maker. But I'm going to try. We'll see what we do. So these I'm just going to line up near the corners on each side of our purple paper. This particular print, I don't have to worry about whether it's right side up or not. It's kind of an all over print. Hi, Mel. You're not late. We're just getting going here. And you can go back and catch the replay from the beginning if you want. This video will be posted live or it's live now. The replay will be posted on this page shortly after I'm finished. And then a copy of this exact video is going to be on my YouTube channel, which is Faithfully Stampin' with Jennifer Helm. If you haven't checked that out, I'd love for you to do that. And I did recently hit my 1,000 subscribers on that page, so thank you all so much if you are a subscriber there and for getting me to that landmark. Now, what I'm doing here is I am using some removable adhesive. It's not a Stampin' Up! Product. It's more like adhesive you could use if you want to make a Post-it note. So I could put this down and then peel it right back off. And I just use these as markers, kind of like placeholders. And I will put a label on here that says the size of the photos, because chances are these are going to be available for sale at some point. And that way people who pick them up will know what size photos to mat or journaling boxes they might need. But this way they're kind of placeholders for me for this next step. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create the focal piece here in the middle. To do that, I am starting with a 3 by 3/4 inch square. And you could use cardstock as well as DSP for these. You don't have to use your DSP. Use whatever you've got. To the 3 3/4 inch square, I'm going to layer a 3.5 inch square. I just wanted some color around the edges. And I'm determined I'm going to use more of my designer series paper. I especially have a lot of this lavender because I used it in a class. So I had extra packs on hand, and then I took a workshop with some girlfriends and we got another pack of the paper. So I have lots of this lavender paper. So that's why I'm using it to layer. But like I said, you can use cardstock. You could use embossed cardstock for this piece. You don't have to use DSP. Now here's one important thing, and this is, I've been trying to remind myself all day, pay attention, because I glued some things down I wish I hadn't glued down when I was putting together the original layout. So when I put this piece down, I'm not going to put glue on the edges, because if I did, then these lovely pieces of copy paper that I could peel off are going to be stuck there. And I don't want that to happen in case I do give these away or sell them to someone else. So I'm going to put glue down the middle on the back, and that will leave the edges free to still allow someone to put their own pictures there if I don't end up keeping this layout. So right down the middle. And I'm more or less going to center this between the photos and then top to bottom. So this way, as you can see, I can still get my fingers under here, still slip a photo here in place of the copy paper. Now what I'm going to do is the one tiny bit of stamping that I'm using on this card. So I've punched a 2 1/4 inch circle out of DSP. And then I have a scrap of basic white. And I'm going to do my stamping on that. So my stamp set that I'm using tonight is from the words. The one little thing I'm using is from So Sincere. And I pulled the Just Love Spending Time With You. It was actually kind of tricky to find a stamp set that had something sort of generic in it, because this isn't really a birthday. We obviously don't want sympathy greetings, but I wanted something that worked kind of for any time of the year. So I thought this worked, Just Love Spending Time With You, and you could do pictures with family or with friends. That would work for anything. And obviously, you can put whatever sentiment you want on your page. So I'm using shaded spruce ink. I wanted it to stand out a little bit and not be lost in the sea of purple. And now I'm going to punch it out with a 2-inch circle punch. We do have some different sizing of our punches. You can find them online. And of course, die cuts would work just as well for this. And so I'm going to layer these two pieces together and then pop them on dimensionals. I have not done a whole lot of dimension on scrapbook pages, but I figure a little bit won't hurt. And I was told the last time when I asked, go for the bling. So we're going to be putting some bling on these pages tonight. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. I'm going to do about 3. I'm going to try not to go super close to the edges because I want to add some accents behind these once we're a little further along here on the page. Okay. And I hope this looks better on your page than it does on my laptop screen, because if it looks washed out, I apologize. Okay, so I'm going to center this here, and then we're going to come back and do a little more with this in a minute. Now, you could, if you wanted, do a series of photos along the bottom, but the gal that I saw do this original idea did banners. So let me find my page here. So here's the page we're working on, and we've got this strip of banners across the bottom. And so I decided to go with that. It fills in the space and gives you a showcase for all that beautiful paper you can use. And so what I did was I took a strip of, let's see here, the strip from the top of my banner panel, I'll call it, is a strip that's 1/2 inch tall by 11 inches wide. So it's the full length of the cardstock that I put down. And I'm going to glue my banners to this one. And so for my banners, there it is. See, I've managed to lose one already. I cut various sizes and prints of paper. So I believe my widest was 2.5 inches. I'm not a big fan of really fat banners, so I just didn't feel like they looked the greatest. So I think 2.5 is about as wide as I went, and I went down as little as 1 inch. So some of them are 1.25 inches, some of them are 2.25 inches. And then I trimmed the ends. So if you've got a punch in your stash, use it. Make it easy for yourself. I am not good at hand cutting banners. It would take me days. So, but anyway, the point is mix and match all your pretty prints, and we'll be putting them together. So what I did to make this a little easier on myself, I took a strip of copy paper that was about 2 inches long, and I glued my strip of cardstock to the top, and then I glued my banners on, lining them up. So you don't need to see the Post-it forever, do you? Like this. And then I kind of maneuvered them up and down, laid them out where I wanted. And I used that copy paper, here's the back side of the banner I'm going to put on, to give me a little more stability rather than try to fuss. I knew if I glued this paper down and built the banner from here, I would have a horrendous mess. I'm just not good that way. So I built my banner by using a piece of copy paper. I basically did this. And then put all my banners in place here. And then, because I kind of didn't like the way it looked, I went back and I cut a 1/4 inch strip of coordinating cardstock. This is Pretty Peacock, and glued it right over the top. And that way, I liked it more visually this way. But can you see how I mixed and matched all the banners? And if you have one that you like the look of, but you don't want to, if you have it hanging over a little bit, just trim the sides. That's what I did really on both ends, was trim the sides. So you might have a partial banner, but that gives me the look that I want. Hopefully that makes sense. And so then what I'm going to do is just glue the whole thing down. And I'm actually not going to put glue all the way on to the bottom of the banner. I am having the worst luck with my tape runners lately. I give up. Okay, stop. I knew there was a reason I had the glue. All right, so I'm gonna add a little glue here. But I want the banners to have a little freedom of movement, so I'm not gonna put glue on each and every banner to stick it to the page. You can do that if you want. I'm not gonna do that on the second page, and I'll explain why when I get there. But then I'm gonna line this up with the inside page, or the inside corner where I want it, and then just press it down. So there's the bulk of the front page. I'm actually gonna let this sit for a minute, I think, since I ended up using the glue. Apparently my adhesive gremlins are at it again. And then we will move on to the second page, and we'll come back and finish the bling, that's the word I'm looking for, and the die cuts that I'm adding to this other page. All right, so there's page 1. Let's flip to page 2. And if you're just joining us, here's page 2. So similar concepts, but kind of turned a little bit sideways. All right, so here's the second page. And to this one, what we're going to do, I'm gonna slap this label right there. See this note? Remember to put this behind paper. It was a glue thing that I got myself into trouble with. So we'll start with 1, and then we'll see if I can remember to do this in the right order. So we're gonna start with 2 4x6 panels. Let me see if my adhesive wants to cooperate now. Yep, just did not like those banners. All right, again, you could use cardstock, you can mix and match card or DSP. You could use different colors of DSP for every one of the photo mats if you really wanted to. I just decided to stick with 2 and 2. So again, I'm going to put these up with a narrow border around. And let's see. Okay, let's see if I can do this right here. For this second one, the second 4x6, I'm gonna glue it down here on the bottom so it looks like a mirror image. But here's the key thing. I want to put my smaller photo or journaling box behind. So I don't wanna glue this down, which is, it's kind of poking up a little bit because I had to peel it off last night. So don't do what I did, do what I'm doing now. Hopefully this will work. So I'm gonna put adhesive kind of around the corners that are sticking over here and then the bottom, but I want to leave the top corner here glue free. So what I'm going to do to kind of help myself, I'm going to stick my hand there so I'm not gluing where my hand is. Does anybody else have to do little tricks like that to make sure they do things right? It's okay if it's just me. Okay, so I did a little in the middle. I don't want this to go anywhere, but I want to be able to lift the corner up. There we go. Yay! Okay, so let me do my little copy paper sheet squares here. So again, these are the same size as the other ones, but change in orientation. So these are 3 3/4 inches tall and 5 3/4 inches wide. And I've got my little post-it adhesive to help me just have those little placeholders. Now for this last photo or journaling box, I'm starting with a 3x5 base. And again, if you want to mat a 3x5 card or a 3x5 photo, just make your mat a little bit bigger. I tend to work in 1/4 inches, sometimes 1/8, but. So this I'm going to glue, but I'm not going to glue this top corner because I want it to put here, but again, be able to get a photo behind. Once my photos are set, I can glue everything down, but since I'm not actually putting photos in place, this is kind of my workaround. So let's see, no glue there. And hopefully I'm not confusing you all with my glue here and not there. Now I am just going to put it where I like it. You can put it, I don't want to put it too close over here because I have another strip of banners. So the photo that you see is actually going to be covered up a little by the banners. You could actually mat a small square photo if you wanted to. Oops, wrong adhesive. There we go. All right, so there's my little photo placeholder here. Now for this, I've lost my strip of paper. Oh, here it is. I'm going to do the same thing with the banners, except I'm going to run it vertically instead of horizontally. So this is 1/2 inch by 8.5, and I'm going to run it along the side of the cardstock here, again making those banners. And the reason I made the banners ahead of time is you do not want to see the time it took me to make this. I know you're big girls, big boys if any of your boys are on, and you don't need to watch me put banners together. So this is the same concept as the first one, it's just a little bit shorter. And you can see if I glue it down, it's going to cover up the very edge here of this photo. So I'm going to be very careful with my glue. I'm going to largely put it along the top, and then I could tack down the rest later once the photos are in place. So let's see. And I recommend, if you happen to have something in your collection like the Post-it adhesive, this is not a Stampin' Up! Product, but it's by Tombow, and it's removable adhesive. My recommendation is keep that as far away from your regular craft station as possible so that you don't grab it accidentally, because if you put together a card with it, it will fall apart. I actually grabbed it. I forget what I was working on, but I grabbed it without thinking because it looks just like my other ones, and picked the card up and it completely fell apart in my hand. And I thought, oh, I know what I did. So don't do that. So I actually keep it in a Ziploc baggie away from my desk and only go get it when I need it. So, okay. So there's the bulk of the second page. And so we'll just add our little accents and bling, and then we'll go back and do that on the front page. So for my little accents, I have used the dies from the Painted Lavender set. This is the stamp set that coordinates with the paper. And it has these beautiful dies that I like to keep right in the stamp case so I know where they are. And so I use this lovely sprig, and then these because it cut 2 at once, which is perfect. I love saving time. And then this little sprig as well. And so I'm going to use one on each page. So I've got Pretty Peacock, Gorgeous Grape, and Highland Heather. Those are my colors. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually not going to glue these down really on this page because, again, they're going to tuck in once I do the picture, but I'll place them so you can kind of get an idea. And then I will do some gluing on the first page. So I'm actually, these have very long stems, so I'm going to trim some of this off. It just works a little bit better. And so these are going to get tucked in, and obviously if I was putting them in place, I would secure them with a glue dot. So you could obviously skip the step. You could use any kind of flowers or embellishments you wanted. And then, speaking of embellishments, we've got bling. So we have our pretty purple bling. This is our purple fine shimmer gems, and I'm a sucker for anything that shimmers and anything with a little bit of texture. I don't know if you can see. They kind of look like they have crosshatch on the top, and I love that. They're my favorite kind of gem. So I figured, ooh, as my take your pick tool falls apart, add some bling. So obviously you could put bling wherever you like. I'm gonna put some down here to fill in this open space. I debated, did I want more stamping? I decided I didn't want more stamping. I am gonna mix and match some gem colors here towards the bottom. I just thought that would be fun. I could have put them on the banner. You could write things on the banners. You can obviously put words anywhere you like. I have a feeling we're going to see more dies that involve words that would be great for scrapbooking. That's just a speculation on my part. We'll see what happens. So there's the second page. And then we'll hop back over to the first page. And as I said, we're going to use the rest of the die cuts and then the bling. So my glue dots, I thought they took a walk, but here they are. The glue dots that I'm using are from Paper Pumpkin or other kits that we have. I love to save these because I never use them all. And they're so handy to have, so don't throw these out. I love them for just this type of thing where I'm adhering little bits of die cuts or things like that. They're just perfect. They're flat and they're easy to work with. So I'm just going to use my take your pick tool, my little pointy end, and I'm just going to put a couple of these right here on the back. And I love them because I can put them precisely where I want them. And then I can either use my fingernails or my take your pick tool to take the backing off. And then pop them exactly where I want them. I debated long and hard about where to put all these pieces. So again, I'm going to trim a bit of this lanky stem off. It was so tall it practically came off the page. And then a couple more glue dots here on the back. And then, let's see. So there's a little purple there. I think I like that. And then, of course, more bling. Once we get those glue dots out of the way. And I pretty much stuck with keeping my bling here on the DSP, but you could add more anywhere that you wanted to. And again, if you want more texture, you can stamp tone on tone to that paper. This is just kind of a basic idea for your scrapbook layout. So let's see here. Here is our completed layout. So again, a little tweaking to be done once I get those photos done. Corinne it took me a minute to process what you were saying, Corinne. I see what you mean. Corinne suggested taking these pieces and gluing them to the back of the photo mat so that they're not kind of floating around. I think I'm going to hold off just because I don't know what photo I might end up with there, and I might not want them where I stuck them. But Corinne, that is a very good idea. It just took me a minute to figure out what you meant. I'm like, why would I want to glue them to the back? Very, very good suggestion there, so thank you. Just took my tired brain a minute. All right, so there is our scrapbook layout. And Am, I'm with you. I love sparkle too. I thought about using a whole lot more gems, but I tend to be frugal with my gems, which I shouldn't be, because I can just buy more, right? Isn't that what we all do? Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in tonight. As I said, the replay of this video will be on the page very shortly once I click finish here. And then I will post a copy of this as well over on the Faithfully Stampin' with Jennifer Helm YouTube channel. Stay tuned to the Facebook page since we're wrapping up the end of the month. Oh, just a quick reminder, DSP sale. DSP in our annual catalog. This lovely thing is 15% off until Saturday. So that's just the annual catalog, but there's lots of beautiful colors in there, beautiful paper. If you had bonus coupons, make sure you redeem them. I recommend by Friday just to make sure you don't have any problems with that. I redeemed some this week myself and can't wait for my order to get here. And then I am sure we are going to have some surprises and other goodies as The fall rolls around, we'll have new kits in September, and I've not heard yet what they're going to be. And then, of course, this beauty goes live, let me see, September the 4th, which is next Wednesday. Wednesday. So hard to believe we're looking at September already. I'm excited about it. I love fall. My husband does not. He's mourning summer already. So, but lots of fun stuff coming. And also, if you haven't seen them, if you're local to me, first Stampin' Workshop of the fall is next Saturday. I can't believe it's here. I've put 3 of the 4 designs on the Facebook page for the event. I will post them on my page as well, and I'm working on the 4th design. It's a little more of a technique thing, so I'm still working on that one. All right, but that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. I am planning a video. I think I'm planning a video next Monday. I just realized that's Labor Day. Now I have to look at my calendar and see if I was planning a video or not. But anyway, I hope you have a happy Labor Day weekend. I hope you have a week full of crafting time, and I hope you will come back and join me again soon. Take care, everybody. Happy crafting.